Charmaine, and we got another great show for you tonight. Tonight on the show, we got some great topics we're going to be talking about. We're going to be keeping you up to date with what's going on with Wendy Williams. Also, we're going to be talking about, have you heard about Mariah Bell? She's a U.S. figure skater, and what's going on there. We're going to talk about that. Also, the Church of Kanye West. Well, we're going to be talking about that as well. Tonight, I got some great people in the building with me. I want to introduce them to you and help me welcome to the latest show, Big Live Show. We have Mr. Oak the Mobs. Welcome.
Hello, hello.
And how you doing, Miss Stacia? That's his beautiful wife over there.
Hello, I'm well.
And also we got my girl, Miss Marie Hutchison.
Hey.
And then we got the hair hustler. He goes by the name of Mr. Derek Dennis.
Hello.
Good to have you back, Derek. We missed you on last week.
We did.
I miss being here. Trust and believe that.
Oh, did you miss us?
Badly. That's all I could think about. I said, turn the show on. Y'all be quiet.
Well, Derek Dennis be up in there doing them hairdos. Now, if y'all don't follow him, y'all got to follow him because he be doing some hair, y'all, some hair colors, and he can throw some lace fronts on. So if you need a lace front, if you need a quarter inch,
whatever, flip and flat.
Thank you, lady.
If you need a special wig made,
Zippity doo.
I got you.
That's your
Please
dude
believe it.
right there. So y'all make sure y'all go and check him out. I believe you're on Instagram at what?
At Hair Hustler.
At Hair Hustler. So just go on Instagram at Hair Hustler. Pretty soon for the brothers, he's gonna make sure your beard is
Oh,
together.
shit,
Y'all
yeah.
see that
Right.
beard? Y'all see
Boom.
that beard?
I got you on that
He
too.
gonna make sure you good and straight. Okay. Well, we've been talking about what's been going on in trending news, and one of the things that's going on in trending news that everybody is talking about is the Wendy Williams. Wendy Williams returned back to her show after she was on a hiatus. She had different people coming in and sitting in for her, but the person I love that sat in for her was Mr. Nick Cannon. Loved me some Nick Cannon as he sat in for her. But she came back to the show, but then on Tuesday, she admitted that she had been living in a sober house. Now, I believe the only reason why she admitted it was because the Daily Mail put it on blast, and so I guess she wanted to come out with her truth before everybody ended up having their own personal thoughts and ideas. And she had mentioned before in her show, which has been well publicized, that she was also addicted to drugs. She was addicted to cocaine for many years. She also said she didn't know why she never checked into a facility for that, for treatment. She never checked in for treatment regarding that. But I guess now it was time. She said when she was on drugs that basically she just stopped. But now she's in a sober living facility. But the thing I thought was interesting that even though when she returned to her show, she never mentioned it. She said only people that knew was her husband and her son. So although she returned back to her show to talk about everybody else's business,
Boom.
she left out her own.
Right.
So not Derek, I know you got something to say. What you got to say, Derek?
Fire.
I
Here we
just
go.
don't understand how she thought we didn't know. Now, I don't even watch her show, but I couldn't. I used to watch it when it first came on, but then she did something to somebody I love. I love Whitney Houston with a passion. I respect her. I just feel like she got a bad rap with the public when she just gave so much to the world with that voice. But anyway, that's another story. With Wendy Williams, I don't understand how she think that. How on earth do you think that we didn't know that you was on it? You was passing out. You was stumbling, looking like the big old Statue of Liberty monster. You was stumbling. You passed out again. You was slurring all your words on extra. They would
a stroke.
no. Oh well. Your thyroid stroke. Oh well. That's what she should have said when she was antagonizing Whitney Houston during her struggle.
Right.
That's what she should have said when she was talking about people's children with malice intent. That's what she should have thought about when she was talking about this black culture, and she had completely ignorant to it, where she had to put somebody that knew about black culture thoroughly on her show to make some type of pathetic apology to her black audience. Like, come on, Wendy, give me a break.
He's passionate.
So don't nobody care about how you doing, what you doing, none of that right
There
now.
it is.
I think it was
Wow.
brave of her to speak her truth. I don't think she should be judged for that. Like, it takes a lot of courage to come on national TV to let people know the personal things that you've been going through. I know she has her, hot topics and the gossip column and all of that. Like, I get it. Wendy is not the most admired person,
Not at all.
to the masses, but that's her job, and she just does what she is paid very well to do, and I don't think we can hold that against her personally.
Well,
Okay,
with the job
well,
too.
I think for me, with what she just said and how you feel, this is me personally. I'm not talking for nobody else. You have gossip columnists that talk, But then you got Wendy Williams.
Absolutely.
And it's a different
Completely different.
energy. Me personally.
Yeah.
I just feel like she don't just go in for a dig. She go in for
She
the
go for the
dig,
jugular.
as if her life, as we're talking about, doesn't have any spots or blemish. So now, of course, she got to save her face because that's what you do. You have said some horrible things about marriages and people and what they've been on and done. So it is kind of interesting to me. I don't know. Her energy is just different to me.
Yeah, I agree. Somebody on the Facebook live chat said she's a Wendy fan. I'm not a Wendy fan. I'm not. I wouldn't consider myself a Wendy fan, but I am a fan of human kindness and human compassion.
Right. But you got to understand, at the end of the day, you're right. That's why we're having this conversation, because it's the energy of the world about, do we care about what Wendy's going through or we don't? You're right. She became successful. Like Marie said, she took a gamble. It's Wendy over here and it's all the other gossip columnists over here. They also be safe. They still talk about them, but they're safe in a way because of the way that they step and deal with it. Wendy is reckless. She cares about nobody and no toe she step on. That's where she gambled and became successful.
Yeah, facts.
But now it becomes the repercussions with that. She can't just because she chooses to do that, and when something happens tragically in her life, she expect this fan base to, oh my God, we so sorry, Wendy, we don't care. No, because we remember all those times where you hurt the people that we loved. These people that have been following these people, spend money with these people and became part of these people's life, even though we don't know them. Sometimes, like my mom with Aretha Franklin and Pat, all of them type of people, they love to the core. Look at Aretha Franklin, what they did for her and all the people that came out on canes and all kind of stuff. So Wendy, you got to watch what you say, because at the end of the day, this is the type of thing that happens.
Right. So are you trying to say that her addiction issue or whatever, are you feeling like it's a part of karma? Or are we ignoring the fact that she shared her truth on national TV? I think that's what should be applauded, not necessarily.
I don't applaud anything she does.
Let me ask you a question. Are we applauding it because she shared it, or are we applauding it because the Daily Mail put it out there?
I didn't know anything about that.
It just so happened the Daily Mail had put it out hours before her show started.
Oh, okay.
And then she came forward with it.
Okay.
She didn't put it out there. Although she made it sound like she was being honest, she wasn't really being honest.
That's how much I'm not a Wendy fan.
Because the Daily Mail put her business out there.
That's my point. I'm not a fan.
No, they had already outed her. I had already, before her show started that day, I had already posted it on my Facebook page because the Daily Mail put it out.
Okay.
So then when her show started, at the end of her show, exactly. So they probably was like, okay, you need to say something because it's already out.
Right.
Try to get ahead of it.
And she think that exactly.
On her
she
platform,
think that her son and her husband only one. We all knew because of your past. You still pointing the finger, even though you were a cokehead. You still look down at people that were in the midst of being a cokehead because of you being recovered, quote unquote recovered. Which I never thought that she was recovered. I believe that she never stopped snorting cocaine. If you look at her show and her antics, I know cocaine. Hey, I know all kind of drug addicts. You know what I'm saying, in the past and present. But at the end of the day, she has all those tendencies of still being a drug addict. You know what I'm saying? So Wendy, you get no sympathy from me. Period. I'm on other people's side. I'm on the people's side that's looking at you saying that's what you get. Period. So go suffer with all your money. You still got the best rehab facilities in the world.
Best.
Go get better.
Even with your statement as far as human being and having compassion, you're still correct with what you're saying, because there's so many things happening right now that require us to have some kind of compassion.
You're right.
You know what I'm saying? There's a lot of stuff, and right now we're judging a lot of people, this media and what's going on. Of course, R. Kelly, of course, all these other people. But what we are lacking publicly, I'd have to agree with you.
Thank you.
I completely agree with her. But that's where we're making a pick though, right?
So it's
like she said.
This world is kind of turning.
Is it going to be Trayvon Martin or Wendy Williams?
And so you know what I'm saying. So we're
just say that
it's still an interest.
That's not a fair comparison.
But it's still an interest.
I'm picking my compassion now.
Mine would be Trayvon Martin.
Right.
There you go.
You know what I'm saying? So it's just, I don't know, but she, still ain't yet, because that kind of, your statement kind of challenged me with Wendy Williams at that moment when you just said that.
That's true.
It challenged me a little bit, because I'm like, okay,
She's
well, we all go right. But then the tug on me of, well, if I'm sitting around talking about a bunch of people's business, if I put Derek business out there, I'm gonna have to wait for Derek to come for me. Yeah, you're right. I don't know.
Okay, so on top of that, I'm glad that she did open up about her addiction after the Daily Mail did out her on that, because I doubt if the Daily Mail would have outed her, we probably still wouldn't know, because only 2 people knew, which was her husband and her son.
Right.
So I really doubt. I highly doubt that she would have said anything,
Probably
because
not.
she wouldn't have, because like she said, she was coming to work every day, getting glammed up and going right back. But the Daily Mail put it out there. But then there's another thing. See, I guess when you work with your spouse and you and your spouse own things, like how they own the Wendy Williams show, and there's a lot that's going on there. Now, I'm going to put this up there just to say allegedly, because I don't need nobody coming out. But anyway, you saw the photos. So allegedly, her husband is still with the mistress of 11 years. And she just posted some vacation pics. Now, while Wendy is in her sober house, he's out there having a good time with her. Wow. Now, sources have told other sources, which I've gotten this from ET Online, so I'm just citing y'all, okay? This is on ET Online, so you can go and look at it, because this is what sources told them. Okay? Allegedly. That I'm not sure if. Now, another source said that the young lady is pregnant and due any day. Oh. And that Wendy is on the verge of having a meltdown. Now, when the young lady posted the pictures, we didn't see her belly. We saw from here up. But I said, was she vacationing? Most people, when they're close to being due, ain't nobody vacationing with little trees in the back and stuff like that.
Yeah, that's true.
But I must say, in the photo, unfortunately, Kevin looked happy. With her.
Oh, no.
He's smiling in the photo. And so... And this is another thing. I was talking to my husband about this because, allegedly, Wendy Williams has had multiple surgeries. Now, she says she only maybe had 1 or 2. And people get addicted to pills because, when they're getting a lot of surgeries, and I've had a couple surgeries just on my stomach, C-sections and bowel obstruction surgeries, you deal with pain. And a lot of times when you're on a lot of pain meds because you're in pain from surgeries, a lot of people are becoming addicted. Mm-hmm. And I've noticed a lot of people are becoming addicted because they're getting a lot of plastic surgery done, which causes them... Which causes them to get addicted to drugs, because you start getting your nose done a few times. You're getting your nose done a couple times. You're getting your cheeks done. You're getting your jaws
and
that's
done. Neurological
you're getting your forehead
pain. That's
done.
Nerve pain.
You're getting you're getting your breasts done, 14 sizes, and so
the same thing happened to Kanye.
But it's true.
He was getting lipo done and got addicted to narcotics.
He was like, "I'm trying to make y'all happy, and I'm getting
liposuction.
Right. And a lot of celebrities are getting addicted to drugs. Now, I'm not sure how Michael Jackson was getting addicted, but we know he's had multiple surgeries. So
he was
right.
That nose thing was keeping him going too. His collapsing nose and all that.
That makes sense. Though.
So a lot of times when that
you wonder how do they get it so consistently, and if you getting surgeries,
well, you got a lot of money,
so, and it's really bad for a person who was once on drugs, who was once an addict, and then they have surgeries, and then they could fall right back into it,
right?
Because you need the drugs to be able to to manage the pain. Mm-hmm. So that's the one thing that's that's really unfortunate, unfortunate.
Wow. But a lot of people too. That's why a lot of these celebrities, they are ODing, because you got to understand, when you have it in abundance, when you have so much money, everything is at your fingertips. You know what I mean? You can buy it, but then you get it free a lot of times because people give it to you. You know what I mean? August Alsina was another one. He was addicted to pain pills, and he said he was just had so many, just at one time, thousands of pills. Wow. So it's just that celebrity curse, I guess.
I have a question. Why is it that rich people that can afford it get it free, and the poor folks that cannot afford it
that's
gotta pay for it?
The doctors won't even get us because of our skin. I know I'll never forget the doctor telling one of my family members, I'm not gonna say the name, but because I think I shared this with you, lady, talking about because you guys been through slavery, so this person can handle it. They doesn't need don't need an upgrade on their medication. The 5 is enough. Tolerance of pain. He's been on it long enough, so your tolerance level. You guys been through a lot. You've been through slavery and this and that, so you can. That's what they think of about us in the medical
been through
field.
This punch.
Yeah, exactly. Investigate all kind of stuff went down after that. Like, what did you say?
Well, then what would you say about a black woman? Because we done been through some stuff and bearing children.
Like, are you kidding? That's how they really think. And then trying to downgrade, like, oh, please, I'm just saying, giving you guys a compliment because our whatever skin color they were. I'm not gonna say it, but because we have thin skin. I'm just saying. I'm giving you a compliment. So it was a double-sided like compliment, but slap in the face. What he thought was a compliment because it really wasn't a compliment. So we just gotta watch, especially with that. We gotta watch our people. Go to the appointments with your grandparents, parents, and just watch these people. You know what I'm saying? For sure, it's bad out there.
My client said to me the other day, "Your face has no wrinkles on it." You know, I had a doctor tell me one time that black people's skin is just more. She went to this whole theory of why my skin ain't wrinkled. I just looked at her. I said, "That's what your doctor told you, huh?" So I'm listening to this like
Black people's skin. What now?
Okay.
See, that's how they.
All right.
Now, Kanye, let's talk about Kanye West. He has been doing Sunday services. How many of you out there heard of Kanye West's Sunday services?
I'm a fan.
Yeah.
Now that I am
video.
a fan of.
Now are you a fan?
I am a fan. I'm a Kanye fan, period. Regardless of his
too.
Yeah.
regardless of his rants and political preferences or whatever, I am a fan of the art, period.
right.
And so I think these Sunday services are musical genius. I really do. I love Kanye. He's one of those people that just always has my musical respect.
Yeah. You got to remember too, Kanye. I mean, that was Jesus Walks. He came into the industry paying homage to gospel music, and I believe that he is getting back to excuse me, what the hip hop heads call the old Kanye. He kind of veered to the left and got into some all type of different stuff. You know, my Twisted Dark Fantasy was one of his projects. So I think this is his way of kind of going back to that core fan base. So I'm for it.
And what fan base was that?
Me?
Right here.
You know, the college dropout. You know what I mean?
okay.
College dropout, late registration.
The older Kanye.
The old Kanye with the polo and
Gold
the
digger.
backpack.
Go back to work with
Gold
JD.
digger. Yeah.
Okay.
Kanye's
The
workout plan.
The pre-Kardashian.
All of
Filter,
that.
the
Yeah,
pop-up filter
pre-Kardashian, pre all of that.
Yeah.
Back
Is that
in
what that
his
is?
Amber Rose days. Yes.
Oh, so you mean
Yeah.
to tell me Amber
Keisha
Rose
days. Huh?
For sure.
The old
So do you
Kanye.
feel that the women he got with affected his music?
Oh yeah.
Yeah, well, I think
that's
after
every
his mother
black
passed,
man.
he just kind of,
Yeah.
you know,
He lost.
that he kind of lost it and never really got it all the way back, and that's okay. But I think, you know, in recent years, I think his breakdowns and rants have been publicized more so than his art and his, you know, producing and musical ability. So I'm here for the Sunday service. I don't think, you know, because I know a lot of people are trying to make it seem like, you know, he's trying to mock the church and this and that, but music is music and it reaches people on every level.
Yeah,
you know what I mean?
different
And
ways.
you know, God is with you wherever you want him or her
Okay,
to be.
So I'll say this.
Say that.
Go say
I'll
it.
say this.
Say it.
That's what I'm gonna say personally.
All
Go
right,
ahead.
say it,
Go
girl.
ahead, say what you got to say,
yeah.
person.
This is just how I was socialized in my life because I've been in church all my life. So, with that being said, which is why this is going to explain my statement. Being in church all my life, when I hear Sunday service and choir, my mind goes to what I've experienced as far as what church is.
Right.
So when I look at what Kanye is doing, my mind says, well, just because it's a choir, people singing, and blah, blah, blah is happening, doesn't necessarily mean it's a church. But then it is affecting people. It's positive music. It's good energy music.
Right.
But I just have a problem with it being called church.
It's not called church.
No, well, okay, let me clear up what I'm saying. When I was on my news feed, people were calling it church. Let me make
Oh
that
well,
clear.
they are
service.
wrong.
And so, and you know, and trying to tie it into a church service. So this is how I was looking at it. I'm like, okay, well, I don't see it like that as a church service, but you're saying it's not. Because I haven't really watched it. So this is me
Yeah.
talking from a place where I haven't really, I saw clips.
Yeah,
And then I said, well,
Right.
that's not a church song, so why a Sunday service type of song? See, but that's my mind because of how I was
But
socialized.
even if it was called church, I mean,
there's a
why would
bar
there
in
be
Atlanta
the-
called church.
why would it? Why would I mean? Why is that a bad
Right.
thing? Or what if Kanye wanted to call it church? You know, who are we to say
He can
what?
call it what he wants to, but
you
in
know,
my
his
mind
version
and
of
how I
church
was
is.
socialized, it don't rock with me.
But Jesus said, the Bible says, upon this rock I'll build my church and the gates of hell shall not prevail against it. And it's representing the church of Jesus Christ. So it doesn't matter what he say, what it is, what do the Bible say? Because the Bible for me is my last say and what the Bible say. You know what I mean? So he can have whatever he think church is, but what does the Bible
Right.
say? So if you're singing gospel music, I'm always going to go back to the root of what the Word of God says.
Right.
And so you can't just throw church on everything, because I feel like, even they be like, girl, that's church. Well, what does that mean?
Right.
When you say, when you say, oh, that's church.
Right.
You know what I mean? So I don't feel anybody got the right to call anything church because they feel I got the right to use the word. You know what I mean? What was the reason behind when Jesus said, upon this rock I'll build my church and the gates of hell shall not prevail against it? That's my thing.
Right.
So you basically saying he's respecting it because he didn't say church.
Yeah, he hasn't called it
No,
church.
he hasn't called it church.
No, he called it Sunday service.
Sunday service.
When he
Yeah,
says
which
he's
is
respecting
which
it,
is a
in
part
your
of the
view,
art.
right? Because you said church. Don't just throw church around
Right.
the
Yeah.
music.
Yeah. Don't throw that
I
out.
understand that.
Yeah, but I think music moves us. Period. Whether it's hip hop, R&B, gospel, country, or whatever, we listen to music for a reason. I like the Sunday service because it's art. It's an appreciation of the music form of hip hop, and he's fusing other genres into it. Fred Hammond was there last week, I believe.
No, I don't have. I was listening to the music now. I was watching the 54-minute. If you guys want to see it, it's on YouTube. It's Kanye West Sunday service. Got young people in there. They're singing. The music was good. Not necessarily if I felt the anointing, but the music was good.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yes, for sure.
It's
Not
a positive thing.
Yeah.
So they're
Yeah.
directing people to
So
think more
I'm not
positive,
against
more-
what I'm not against what he's doing.
More towards happiness, joy, more. I get that, but I think because of how I was socialized,
right.
to hear Sunday service, my mind went right to
Right.
what I think Sunday service is. So that's where my block kind of came in, and yet still, like
And
I said,
I still want to know, why is he calling it Sunday service if you're just singing?
Okay.
I think
Why it's not just
I think it's a great marketing tool, like to give
you got
people
us
two
talking
questions.
about it.
Like we're talking about it, we're tuning in because of course, and this is what people do. Just last year, everybody was dragging Kanye and kicking him, revoking his black card and all of that, and I'm like,
and
he's an
rightfully
artist.
so.
Yeah, and rightfully so, but
Right.
but that also goes back to what we talked about a few weeks ago, separating the person from their music. You know what I mean? And regardless of how we feel with his political rants and all of the antics that he does outside of music, I still respect that he is a musical genius. And even on down to calling his concert the Sunday service, we tune in on Sundays. Or whenever. I haven't seen a full one yet, but I think they're dope. I'm here for it.
I'm gonna check it out.
Yeah, yeah. And all he needs to do now is add in the word of God. Now you got the hearts all melted with the the music. Now
That's
bring
true.
some preaching in there, because that's what changed. That's what truly is gonna
church-
change a lot.
Yeah.
That's what's gonna change a lot. Even DMX was praying up in there, and and he is
He's
an artist.
awesome.
I'm not gonna take that away from Kanye West. He is an artist, and everybody have their own way of definitely expressing their art. And we were gonna revoke his, because see, I revoked Stacia's black card.
see,
Her black card. Well, she told me she ain't never seen the Black Panther.
I still have not seen Black Panther.
Can you
Wait.
imagine?
Wait a minute. Wait.
Let me see the comments.
She
Wait a
also-
minute.
I know. Wait for the comments to start coming.
She
Yes.
also ain't never
But she
said
said
Never
that.
seen
Hold
it,
on,
y'all.
wait.
What's
Wait,
up?
wait.
Yeah,
We all-
I hired Station to make my photo frame for my husband and son's Black Panther birthday party. And when she told me she ain't never seen it, so she didn't even know what I was talking about. Say what now? Now, mind you, the party was just in February of 2019.
Black
The board
Panther.
came out. Black Panther is on Netflix.
Yeah. She's also never seen the movie Boomerang.
See,
Wait a minute.
Hey, wait a minute.
Marquez.
This is not about me.
You lying.
What
this is
else? She's
not about-
never seen
Now, you
Menace
gonna
to
have to sit her
Society.
down to make her watch them.
Menace to Society. Yeah. Never seen Menace to Society.
That's my mama's
lying.
fault.
You
My-
didn't
that
see
was
none of the
no.
classics?
That was
She
my
just
mom's
seen
fault.
Boys in the Hood.
That was my mom.
a couple years ago, like 2 years ago.
You lying.
It be your own
promise.
spouse.
She never
It be
seen-
your
okay.
own
Oh wait.
spouse.
Have you seen Station? Have you seen Friday? Have you seen Friday? Have you seen Friday?
She seen Friday.
You seen
Have
Friday?
you seen it, brother? Have you seen anything?
Nothing.
Oh my God.
Color purple?
But
Color purple.
I be laughing at her. I be
Spidery
like,
one.
I bet you she didn't seen.
Have you seen The Wood?
Right, the wood.
All right. Okay.
But she didn't seen Steel Magnolia. She didn't seen
Notebook.
Yeah, the Notebook. Right.
Okay, wait a minute. Which
It's
still
art.
Magnolia is the white one or the black one? The one with Queen Latifah?
Both.
The white one.
Okay.
Both.
Was that the one with Dolly
Both.
Parton and them?
Okay.
Or
She
just
done
like them?
seen
Okay.
Annie.
Okay.
Yes,
Annie
I
was my
have-
favorite.
Shaka Zulu.
It's art.
Look, they all revoking your card. Terry revoking it.
It's gone.
Wait.
My daughter's seen Roots.
Oh my
Cherie.
God, today.
All of them. Look
Yeah.
at that.
Look at
That's all right. Y'all leave her alone.
Y'all wait. Y'all are
Jason
not
Lyric,
about
they go-
to drag
look,
me
they
in the
go-
comments.
Police
Hey,
station, we was just
Y'all
playing.
are not about
We
to
was just
drag me
playing.
in
Leave
the
her alone.
comments.
Leave her alone, y'all.
We
Leave
was
her.
playing.
Jason Lyrics.
And I
think
don't
she's
know
seen
how to
Jason
play
Lyrics.
spades.
She has
so
not seen
it's
the
cool.
highest grossing.
It's cool.
One of the highest grossing
Superhero movies.
Thank you. That was nominated for an Oscar.
Never seen.
I don't
it.
like
All
I
black.
don't like comic book movies.
Full of black people.
Could just say because it was black. Just see it. Just
I know.
representing.
I know.
Support.
But see,
Support.
but here's my disclaimer on why I did not see Black Panther when it was in the movie theater, and it's not that I didn't want to support. I want to go to the movies, sit down, and watch the movie and go home. I did not want to stay for no parade. I didn't want to listen to a Black
it was the
History Month
ambiance
program.
surround-
I didn't
Got
want to
you.
go,
You wasn't
through
trying
the
to-
conga drums. And I'm all for my black people,
Wait,
but
y'all.
we were living in Atlanta at the
She
time,
lives in
and
Atlanta.
Atlanta is
I
super
got you.
extra. It
I
is
got
not
you.
like Sacramento.
Okay, y'all, that makes sense.
It's not, and I wasn't trying to put up with all of that.
No,
I'm sorry.
See, I forgot she
See,
was in Atlanta.
Stacia, I'm sorry. Stacey, let me tell you why. Why this don't make no sense to me, y'all. She lives with the nonviolence with Dr. Martin Luther
Right.
King,
You
with a
should've
lot
been all
of
up in that.
history.
Wait a minute
History.
though. Wait a minute though. I have been to Martin Luther King's house, the museums, all that, because Dr. Terry Ann Joseph,
Her
my
mama.
mama, and Mr. Stacy Ridgway, creative director, made sure that we knew all of that. So when it comes to Black history, we can't, we
right.
not. But,
No
But
shit.
she ain't seen the
Okay.
Black
but Black
Panther.
Panther
She ain't
is a
seen
different
Black Panther.
story.
Right, that's all
Black
right.
Panther
That's
in
why
Atlanta.
you can be relaxed because
I'm
you know your
feeling
history.
that. I'm
What
kind
you
of
feeling, Marie?
no. When she said she didn't want to see it in Atlanta,
Yeah,
I get that.
it's a different vibe.
You because of Black Pride?
No, it ain't. It's not even about the pride part. I'm glad black people love each other, but they be doing it out there.
I want to
That's
see.
an
I want to
experience.
see
Okay,
him.
hold
do
on.
it. Yeah, I
Love
want to
to do
see him
that.
do it.
These
Yeah.
comments,
Yes.
Terry
Oh,
Benjamin,
hilarious.
does she date black? My husband is sitting
Husband's
right
right there.
There you go.
Okay, let's not
That's
try
what-
it. Okay.
Yeah, let's leave that alone.
That's her husband right next to her.
Because she's a black woman. Let's not
Yeah,
go there.
let's be clear. Let's be clear. Okay, I just don't do well with movies, but let's be clear. She
Don't-
is
with black
a black
movies.
woman in every essence of the word.
And
she
you will
can
catch
cook some
these
chicken.
hands.
Oh my gosh.
Chicken, okay? That's
No.
what matters.
And you'll catch
That's
these
funny.
hands.
Oh my gosh. Okay, you know what, guys? We gonna talk about this. Okay, you guys. Stacey helped produce this segment of the show. That's why I love her because she
Yeah,
was sending
she's
me.
dope.
She was
She's
sending me
dope.
these hot topics, and they be fun. They be funny to me. So I'm gonna share them
Like
with
real
y'all.
life though too. That's the part.
Okay, now here's the question. I really want to hear what Derek and Otha got to say about this one. So this is one she sent me. It was a gentleman. He said, I sat next to this fine chick at the airport, and you could see in her face she got irritated like I would try to holler. He said, so he just sat next to her quietly. Ironically, he said, our seats were next to each other. I'm still quiet. He said, we get to the parking lot. Her tire is on flat. He said, I quietly drove past her. Now, was this wrong? What? Now, was he
Straight up.
wrong to drive past her? Or should he have been a gentleman and
Nope.
still held
She would have been out there with a
Kudos
flat.
was not
to my
wrong.
brother.
He
Yeah.
wasn't wrong at all.
Come on now, Otha. Really? Come on
wasn't
on
wrong
now.
at all.
Babe.
Come on,
Tell him, babe.
Otha.
He wasn't wrong. Like
He felt the
females
vibe.
be doing
Right.
that too. It
Right.
be just because you pretty, you got all the outward beauty, but you super ugly inside.
Inside, yeah.
You know
saw
what I
it.
mean?
Yeah.
And I'm super personable. I say hi to everybody,
Yes.
and even as a married man, I say hi.
Right.
Chicks, they're so used to dudes being thirsty that they just think that
That
you're
high turns
thirsty.
into- yeah.
So they anticipate that you're going to try to holler at them, and so they automatically turn their nose up on some like,
Yeah.
I hope he don't speak to me. And that makes me like I wasn't gonna speak to you, no way.
Thank you. Thank
Like
you very much.
you know what I mean?
You just got a little too close to me, so I had to speak.
Right, like your ankles is ashy.
Oh,
I'm sure
the ankles.
Your fingernail
Oh,
polish
Oh,
is
not the
chipped.
nails, bruh.
Right.
And Otha, Oh, they roll. Y'all want to chime in on this? Give us a call, 916-226-9226. Was he wrong to drive past the sister?
Well, what I would say, because my compassion for women, I would get up right to her tire and walk right past her and then pass her and then be like, now you know you was wrong. Like you was sitting up there acting like you was too good for the news and stuff like that. Now what you doing? I would pull her card and say, look, you need my help now. And she'll probably get an attitude after. No, I don't need your help. I'll wait for the next person to come. No, I'm explaining stuff to you so for the next time that this happens, you would put a smile on your face. And brothers don't say put a smile on your face because we trying to control the woman you are. We saying put a smile on your face because sometimes y'all walking around looking mean and mad, you know, and you're blocking your blessings. We ain't trying to show you how to move your life.
We got a call on the line.
Blocking your blessings.
How your life with Hot Topics with Lady Charmaine? What's your name? Where you calling from? Hi, Ryan. Thank you for calling in. And you got a comment on this topic. Okay. Mm-hmm. Yeah, that's a good point. That's a good point,
I don't
Ryan.
know. I want to go against
point.
it.
Look at Ryan.
I'm going against it, Ryan. I'm
Thank
sorry.
you for calling in, Ryan.
Okay, Ryan, listen. You know what? If you are a people person, if you are really a people person, and you sit next to a woman you ain't said nothing to, and she got an attitude, energy, that's who she is.
But you don't know what you don't know she broke up with her boyfriend. She might have issues right now with men.
You still don't want it.
But they were on a flight.
Don't want it.
But that's the key word. They were on the flight next to each other the whole time.
Right.
That's just us sitting this close and we don't say nothing to each other.
But here's the difference.
Thank you, Ryan, for
call
calling
for
in.
me. That's a character call for me.
Okay.
Yeah, I agree with you.
But here's the difference, and here's what's wrong with our community, our urban community, and what's wrong with a lot of women these days. And I was just telling my wife the other day, we went to a concert, and we went backstage, and we're walking down a flight of stairs, and at the bottom of the stairs there's about 5 or 6 women. And my wife, she's used to women looking at me because she married a handsome guy. You know what I'm saying?
That's right.
So, they checking me out.
They were probably looking at me.
That part too. That part too.
Right, that part.
My
man.
man.
So we walked
Like,
down
we get both of y'all was popping.
Right. We walked down the stairs, and they immediately look at my necklace. And then they look me up and down, and then, we keep walking. And I told my wife, I was like, this is what's sad, because they already was looking at me, right? Now, if they would have looked at me and I had $200,000 around my neck and I was super shiny, they would have put me so much higher on their priority list, right? No matter what, they don't know what kind of dude I am, nothing, but they would have been more on me because they was already there, but they would have been that much more. And that's the thing, you can be the most nastiest, ugliest dude, but you got the outward stuff, you got the Gucci on, you got the jewels on, and immediately that's all it take these days. So that same chick at the airport that's sitting next to the dude, if he had $200,000 around his neck, she would have been all, molars, just cheesing his smiling. That's, she would have been showing it all.
I think so.
Oh, 100%. She would have been showing it all. And she got her priorities mixed up. She need to get her life right.
And I need to let you know where people are at too, because simple communication. She could have engaged him in conversation if it was going somewhere she didn't want it to. She could have said, "I'm not interested." But we act like we scared to go there and be that mature.
Right.
We act like we don't know. We can't control ourselves because some man done winked at you, or some woman done hollered at you. Like all of a sudden you done lost all control. You can't talk. You can't say no.
For sure.
You can't. It's this weird way that we associate with each other. It's this weird behavior, and so you can't even be yourself.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So if she had just smiled and engaged him, found out where he was coming from, and then decided in that moment, I'm gonna holler at you.
Yeah or nay?
Yeah, I'm not. But she says,
nothing.
This man hollered at me. I swear before God.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Look at the energy you putting out.
Right.
I hate when they come. All I do is open the door for them, and they just walk in, don't say thank you or nothing. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
Or we just
He gonna say something to me.
Yeah, or they grab their purse so tight when I'm coming walking downtown. I feel like a nigga. I do. Whether it's
You feel like you wasn't gonna snatch it, but you feel like snatching it now.
Or I do
wanna
this.
take it.
Bro, I do this. I walk all the way like on the other side because I'm like, I'm not trying to hurt you. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
Don't feel so tight around me. I feel bad that they feel like they got to grab their purse. Or now when I'm holding the door open for you, you don't say thank you or thank.
Yeah.
That really bothers me. Like, come
that
on
boils
now.
my
You could
grits.
at least come on.
Yeah.
Say
But
thank you or something.
and it be lasting. And it be that same woman who is single, been single for a while, and want to always say, it ain't no good men out here, dudes out here. I went to a seminar with Tony Gaskins, and I went through his life coaching program, and we were talking, and it was 90% women in the room, and they were all raising their hands, asking him questions about relationships. And most of them were saying, well, in California, it ain't like the South. We don't got no good men out here, And he was like, I hear that everywhere I go, right? But it'd be the same. Those type of women who, like he said, you miss your blessing by not keeping yourself open for the potential person that God has for you, because you have a picture in your mind of the person that you've seen on Instagram that you want to be with, right? So those be the ones that miss it, and it can be your Mr. Right sitting right next to you, but he don't look the way, he may have a landscaping uniform on, and you may just say, oh, he a landscaper, not knowing that he owns the company. You know what I mean? So, it's sad, but it is what it is. They go through all these dusty dudes,
And see, and that's why I'm always preaching to be a confident woman on your own by yourself first.
Straight up.
Be strong as a woman on your own by yourself first. Learn to know you for yourself, so that when things roll up, you can have some type of control over what's happening to you. But when you're not confident who you are, you have all the issues and the stuff going on with you, you can't see Mr. Right. You're not gonna see him because you're too busy with your bags and your blockage, because you're too busy looking at hurt bag, Mr. Right here, but you can't look at him because the hurt bag is so big and it's blocking everything. So then the lady at the airport, whatever she was going through, was blocking the potential of happiness. Who knows?
Now here's another question. If a man pays exactly half the bills, can he still be called a provider?
Yeah, I think so.
You want to chime in on this? Give us a call, 916-226-9226. Can he still be called a provider if he's paying half the bills?
Yeah.
Is she also providing as well? How does that work?
I think if he was paying 0% of the bills, he can still be called the provider, because being the provider isn't necessarily the money that he's putting out there, right? I got a cousin who, I call her dude the babysitter, because it's like she be going out and leaving her dude at home, and them ain't even his kids. It's like, but your man can provide in other ways than monetarily, right? He can get up, wash your car every Saturday. He can cut your grass. He can wash your kids. He can, help you, with your finances. There's so many other areas. This doesn't necessarily have to be that he's paying to be, quote unquote, the provider. So
that's it. So then what is she called? And so if he at home and she at work bringing home a check, what is she called?
I mean, I believe she's playing a position. What's
the position?
She's She's
a helpmate.
She's helpmate. She's paying the bills.
She helpmate.
biblical
lady,
term
I'm
out
trying
on
to-
that.
you
They
put-
pulled the biblical
put
term
money-
out on that one.
because biblically didn't say financial when it
trying to
came
shut
to
us
being a
down.
provider.
Okay.
That was earthly done. Provider never said nowhere where it said financially this man got to make this amount of check. That went nowhere under the clause of provider. That was worldly when people started dropping that clause. So he's right, because for my woman, if I'm gonna get married again, at the end of the day, it will be providing physically, mentally, and spiritually for her. Am I bringing her to God? Am I doing what I'm supposed to do in the bedroom so she won't linger out, and spiritually, financially, and emotionally? And when she comes home from work, babe, how was your day? I know they've been getting on your nerves. Break everything down to me so I can figure out a way how to help you when you get back tomorrow. Like, that to me is exactly being the best provider you can. That's a priceless provider. When you start talking about finances, then that's when, okay, she gonna be the provider. Okay, well then she gonna be thinking that her biblically, when she reading that Bible, that's what she's gonna be thinking. So therefore, she does not have to be submissive to her man. She does not have to follow the rules of the Bible, because now I'm the provider, so I get to do what it says the provider gets to do. I think a lot of women, if you don't clarify that, then that's what they gonna do.
So that has to be the man's definition of what he's providing.
Well,
I'm just trying to figure this out.
Lady, don't do it. Don't do it.
I'm providing. So wait, what does she provide?
Right,
See, we
because
have a married
You
person
eat?
Yeah.
She working?
For me,
She bringing home the food?
I'm
I'm just here for the comments. I'm just here for the
She
Everybody's
provides the
working.
meal?
We have to work.
So the word provider is not in the female context. So what's the definition of provider?
Right. But she's a provider as well.
Let's
I believe.
Google that.
Yeah, I mean, she's a provider as well.
Oh,
She's
okay.
cook,
Thank
what I
you.
mean? She's if she's cooking every day, she's providing
nourishment.
nutrition.
Okay,
Right.
Absolutely.
If she's washing the clothes, she's providing
Hygiene.
clean clothes and hygiene.
That's great.
Okay.
You know
Okay.
what I
Right.
mean?
Okay.
I believe that's providing. And in
that's
today's day, a lot of women are making more money than the men nowadays. So men have to be ready for that as well and be okay if if your woman is making more money than you.
Absolutely.
But where I think what happens is women, because they are making the money, they may feel that they wear the pants now, that they can call the
right.
shots
I don't
and
agree with-
say
I don't necessarily
what
agree
we
with that.
gonna do and what we not gonna do
Yep.
because I'm paying the bills.
Right.
Absolutely.
But
But okay, what you saying that? But you have men that have that same attitude.
I was just about to
You
say
have men
that.
that have that same
Yep.
attitude. She's at home taking care of the kids, but because she doesn't have a quote unquote job that brings in finances,
don't
but
get to
she
know
making
about the
sure. Thank you.
finances.
So she's taking care of those kids, making sure they're well fed, make sure they're clothed, they're going to school, going to sports. But because she's not bringing in finances, he can dictate to her what she can do, where she can go, how much money she can spend. Because that's his money. He went out and he worked, and I provided all of this. You got men that do that to women every day.
Well, lady,
Every day. And then when they up and leave that woman, because she been raising your kids, she ain't got no job. She don't have no skills. She don't have nothing. Now she got to sit up. She got to go work at McDonald's, take care of them kids. And now you got your little 24-year-old.
Right.
Uh-oh.
Right.
And you drive your red
Right.
Corvette because you're going through a midlife crisis.
Unless,
And she helped you with your business. And don't nobody know she was the backbone of your business. She was your first original secretary, doing your paperwork, running your errands. Don't take.
you sound like you know somebody personally.
But I'm just saying, men do that to women all the time. Go back and watch Waiting to Exhale and watch my girl
Right.
Angela Bassett burn that
Right.
brother's clothes up.
She threw the cigarette
Right.
like.
Yes, she did.
She didn't look
Bam.
back.
I have seen that movie. Don't y'all even?
You saw that? Oh, she saw that, y'all. She gonna get a corner piece of that card back.
Don't.
But lady,
And don't y'all start in the comments
I was
either.
actually at my insurance dude's office, right? And
They
he was
go
telling
in.
me about everything. But you're right. But he was saying that the reason why because he said, my wife, I tell her I'm so stressed out. She don't have to worry about nothing. She got Wi-Fi, Hulu, everything. The baby is new. I don't worry. I just make sure she good. I don't want to have to. I still take care of the baby when I come home, but she just need to be good. But she spends so much money, and I try to teach her about finance because that's what I went to school for. So he's basically saying he's doing what you're saying, like telling her how to spend, but he's also giving her money and jewels to where she could become
Right.
better and teaching her about about money. So it's not
Yeah,
like
because she
he's
got
giving her
Hulu and
blind.
Netflix. That's right.
Right.
Yeah, but she don't have to do nothing. Not even cook when he
Yeah.
come home. He takes the baby and he just making
But he
sure that.
that's a man that understands what her position
Right,
is
exactly.
in the home, and he values what
Values
her
it,
position is
Right.
because that's a partnership. And sometimes
Yeah.
people, they don't look at their woman as a valuable asset in
the
this
partnership.
family, and that
Yeah.
she's taking care of my children, and so therefore she still yet deserves everything I give her, and not that I'm going to work, I'm making the money, and
You're
that
not
ain't
right.
right.
Okay, so
I
listen.
don't like
that.
Okay, so listen to this. I'm a nurturing person, but you got to be working around me. I have learned that I do not want no man sitting around looking at me
No man's no
for
man's
nothing.
You don't want no house husband.
I do not.
Making sure the food is ready when you get
I
home.
do not. I
Make sure
have to.
bubble
I
bath
have
and
to be
rose
able
petals.
to. I'm learning myself. I have to see that man walk in. He worked hard. Yeah, I'm about to. I got you. When you walk in the door,
What you was
even
about
though-
to
even
say.
though I-
You want him coming in
You was about to
smelly.
say something. Yeah.
Get Nancy.
Coming in smelly. Like you've been working.
Go and get that grapefruit.
But I'm
Like,
saying,
get it now.
I got you. Feel what I'm saying?
Yeah, I feel you.
Because you're the provider
it.
walking in that
Yeah.
door, and you earn it. Even though I went to work that day, you working too. I ain't trying to come in the house and see no man watching TV telling me about a show he done watched today. I don't want to see no man. You can do the line and work too. Just because you at home all day and mow the lawn don't mean nothing to me because I got a
Yeah.
bill coming up.
Right.
You need to help me with it.
More than line, don't pay
Go
no
get them
bills.
plastic sheets and that baby.
Listen,
boy,
let me tell you,
that's
all day.
Right. I
Walking
feel
in that
you.
house from
Right.
that job, heck yeah, I got you.
Yeah.
Putting that money on the table.
But I can't do that. So he has to provide
Yeah. I think it's
With
a
me-
balance with everything.
with me because I'm not gonna not work. I can't do that.
That's right.
I can't sit at home all day.
Now that you mentioned that, here's another hot topic question. This is for men. What is your job and what is your partner's job when it comes to responsibilities in a relationship?
Oh,
Well,
I think.
responsibility.
Oh, go ahead.
What is your
is-
job and what is your partner's job?
I think that changes.
It
at
changes.
different times.
it changes.
Okay.
As
Kind
your,
of does this.
as your roles changes, as your roles
As
change,
times change, your
as
roles change.
time
Yeah.
changes, all of that, as you grow and as you learn and all of that, your responsibilities, so to speak, will change as well. I think
Yeah, I think like my
Okay, because you know how we have some unspoken rules of what a man should be doing.
Yes.
In a
Right.
relationship, there are some unspoken responsibilities. My husband and I, we go through that. And we have and we laugh about it now because it's funny. We were just laughing the other day because my husband was like, he said, I didn't interview you right when we got together. He said I should have did a better job interviewing you.
right.
I said, what you mean? I said, hold on, bro. I'm the one that said yes.
Right. You have to come at me.
So you're thinking that you had the job of interviewing me? No, bro.
Yeah, I interviewed you. Right.
You was on the chopping block.
But we laugh about it because as we say roles change, but there are some unexpected things. Not unexpected, but there are
Unwritten
some
rules.
unwritten rules that they feel that women should have, and especially if you have a person that was raised in a 2-parent household and they saw their parents do certain things and they're expecting their wife to do those things. So so what
Or
are some of
vice
y'all?
versa. Let me
Yeah,
just
so
go
let's
ahead.
talk
Since
about
we
some of
at
these
the
some-
table,
yes.
Let me go ahead and just open up this
We got
here
the
Mob's
mobs.
book.
Oh
So
my God, the man's book is open.
I think like with her, she was raised in a 2-parent house, right? And I wasn't. I was just raised by my mom,
Me
right?
too.
So, her dad drove everywhere. Period.
My
Point
husband-
blank. Period. Her mom gets in the passenger seat. That's what she does, and the man drives. My mom didn't have that to share with. And I hate driving. So we argue over
Every
driving.
day.
Because I'm like,
Every
it's
day.
your turn. I'm
There
tired
is
of
no
driving.
You gotta drive.
Because I be
today.
driving and she be over there laughing on
It's your
Instagram like,
turn.
ha, ha, ha. And I'm sitting up here bored, just driving.
No, he be over
And
there
I'm
falling
just like,
asleep.
Yeah, falling asleep. I'm like,
Now usually
or
some
whatever.
men like to drive.
Right.
They,
And-
they like to feel in
but-
control.
but
Oh, you're
that's
not that one?
No,
that ain't
no,
you.
that's
that
not
ain't
me.
you.
We're gonna have to hire a
Sometimes,
driver at
right.
some point in our lives.
Oh, yeah.
That
But-
is on the
Especially
table.
when y'all get rich.
Yeah,
Right.
before
All
that.
right. All right.
Straight
She
up.
said
Before that,
I'm going to
couple
Home
drivers.
we
Depot.
gotta
and be
we
like-
gotta hire a driver.
Yeah.
That's gonna be
So,
in the budget.
so those are the things. Like she's seen certain things and expect certain things. That I necessarily didn't. But here's like with roles. I think, like you said, they're unwritten, things that men should do, and there are unwritten things that we expect women to do, like cook, clean. Some women say that's sexist. They'll say women's job is to clean and you got to keep the house right. But I believe that some of those roles that women have and should do, because with men, right, if somebody run up in this house with a gun, you gonna be looking at me to get out the bed, right? That's one of them rules. That's right. That you know, as a man, I'm supposed to be
happen to her. Everybody else gonna be looking like,
looking at me,
where was you?
Right now, you know, even back to the money thing that we were talking about. Like you said, men do that to women all the time, and I think it's a balance with everything.
I was gonna say Otha, because I know that's how Otha is. Because I remember where were we, y'all? They're my god baby. So, and I remember, and you got to help me with this because Otha gave me this huge knife, y'all. I opened that thing up, and today you got to help me close that thing because I'm like, trust me, it cuts going in and out.
That's what's up.
The thing looking at it scares the heck out of me. You know what I mean? But he just wanted to make sure I was protected.
It's about being.
But that's what he does.
It was a machete, I believe.
Yeah, I ride with a machete and a gun everywhere we go. But
and he's licensed to pack it, so y'all don't be tripping.
Stop talking. I heard it before I even typed it.
Don't run up acting crazy. But even down to the money, you know, and the man is looking to be the provider. Because if we're steering this boat and I'm the captain of the ship, if I crash and if I mess up all the money, everybody gonna be looking at me crazy, especially her family. You know what I mean?
Yeah, we will.
But you know what I'm saying?
My family.
So, but if we, I mean, everybody gonna be looking at me crazy. But that's my point. And but I believe with roles, everything changed at certain points. You know what I mean? My boy, you know, like he worked while his wife was pregnant. She didn't work, so he was the only one working. Those roles changed. You know what I mean? The baby is here. She went back to work. You know what I'm saying? So I believe everything just is a give and take in a relationship.
You got levels,
but levels. But at the end of the day, we can't live our life based on what our parents did and what we saw. We have to define what works for our partnership.
For each household.
Absolutely.
And don't let a gender define what you can and cannot do either.
Absolutely. Because that's how it was in my household, because same thing. You know, my husband's father still drives everywhere. My mother-in-law didn't drive. You know, when they both came home from work, he'll sit on the couch with the remote control. He'll watch TV. My mother-in-law goes in the kitchen. She cooks. She folds clothes. But that's not how I was raised. I was raised by a single mom. Go for what you know. When you're hungry, you make you something to eat.
Doing it yourself.
Right? Yeah. So that's, you know what I mean? So that's how I was raised. So we had to come together in our home. I wash everything my husband folds, and he's beautiful at that. So like this morning, he folded all the clothes, but I'll wash everything. You know what I mean? But I'm not a folder. I really don't like folding. So we have a really good partnership, but it took time to get there.
Right.
So you know what my weaknesses are his strengths, and that's just how we work together. Right. But we had to come to that after 20 years of marriage. Right. You know, we had to come to that.
And that makes sense to have to come to that because you weren't raised in the same house.
Right. Yeah. We wasn't. Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
So I do believe that roles definitely do change. Now here is another. Wow, it's almost time to go. Y'all ain't even gonna have time to do this. We're gonna have to say this for next week, y'all.
All right. When you're having fun, time flies. When you're having fun.
Time flies when you're having fun.
I do have something to say about that, lady.
What you got
because
to say?
at
What
the end of the day, with me, I don't remember how I was raised, because it feel like I was raised like a wild banshee. You know, so at the end of the day, I feel like I learned a lot as I was growing up and taught myself by looking at stuff and being just real observative, even at 12 and 13. So with me today, as 2019, I don't want those to apply to my life or my relationship. I want it to be like, how can we be a power couple? We can't be a power couple if one is a provider and one is like, let's go get it. Let's get it till we tired. I don't care. You a human being. I'm a human being. We got all this time and life ahead of us. How we both gonna work together to become millionaires or billionaires? If I'm doing it and you talking about just rooting me on, I don't need that. I need for you to come together with me and show me how to. If you on the business side, be on the business side. Let me be on the physical side. But you're gonna have to help me, and we're gonna have to be equal to become relaxed at 65 to where we millionaires and billionaires. I don't want nobody talking about I'm chilling at home, because I'm like you, vice versa. I don't want to come home and my lady just laying there with no kid or not. What did you do? What did you do today? Period. I done seen women with 8 kids and still doing it.
Getting
So
it.
when you compare that to
Getting
you
it.
laying at home when I walk in the door, I'm sorry, the old rules do not apply.
Right. You come home, she outside at the dice game. Huh? You want her?
And I'm feeling you, Derek, because like he was saying, you know, the women look for the man. If something come in the house, I'm gonna be behind you with my gun, walking through the house. We both going to the door to go get this fool because he done came in our house.
Heck yeah. I need you to be in
You
the house.
understand what I'm saying? You're not violating only him, you violating me. I'm coming too.
Don't be running, okay?
You gonna see both of us at the door.
Oh, you supposed to be with the machete behind you, okay?
Oh my
You go
gosh.
up, I go down.
All right now. Well, y'all, I want to thank you guys so much for coming on the show. This was a great show. I want to thank
Thank
Otha
you.
and Station Mobs. These are my babies for sitting
Thank
in.
you.
And you can
with
follow
us
me
today.
at Otha Mobs on Instagram.
Did he really just cut
You
me
know.
off?
He sure did. He
That's your
really
godson.
did.
That's your godson.
Hey, Derek, lean back. Let's move away from.
Right. Shots fired.
Bullets about to come out.
Just because I love him. Okay, we'll talk about you then. Go ahead.
Go ahead. I'm sorry.
Are you sure?
I promise.
This is your moment.
No, I don't want it.
I decline.
Oh. No, I'm giving it to him. He don't want it, y'all.
I'm just gonna do this.
Okay. Can we get an oh Jesus?
I'm just gonna smile.
Okay. As he was saying, what is it again?
Otha Mobs. OTHAMOBBS.
And what now?
I'm weak.
Oh, mine?
SK Mobs.
No, mine. You can follow me at Made by Mrs. Mobs on Instagram.
Yes. And you? Marie.
I just want to smile. I'm scared to say. I'm scared to say anything.
my God.
Clap it up movement. I would love for you guys to join me on that inspirational Word of God page. Hit me on that. Clap it up on Facebook. Clap it up movement.
Derek.
And here every Thursday night and on Instagram at Hair Hustler.
All right,
At
just
Hair
that
Hustler.
simple.
That's it.
And you guys can follow me on Instagram at I am Lady Charmaine. Make sure you go to the website for any past interviews, celebrity interviews. All you have to do is go to LadyCharmaineLive.com. Again, that's LadyCharmaineLive.com to catch up on past interviews as well. Don't forget to join our Hot Topics page. It's Hot Topics Real Talk, no chaser. So if you want to hear what you got to say, if you got a hot topic, you can even put it in there anonymously. You can inbox me anonymously. We want you to be a part of the show. And again, thank you for the caller that called in tonight. We'll be back here, same time, same place next Thursday night. It's Hot Topics with Lady Charmaine. Thank you so much. Have a good night. Bye-bye. Ooh.